Masks and social distancing are the only public health measures available to prevent the spread of SARS-CoV-2. Public safety relies on thousands of people adhering to policies meant to reduce transmission by reducing density. Unfortunately, local officials that set these policies have a limited capacity to monitor and react to the situation. I will talk about our work using social media data to monitor stay-at-home adherence in Colorado and Utah, and a new project to monitor campus density at the University of Colorado, Boulder. We are using Facebook Data for Good, which was developed for natural disaster response and has been repurposed for the pandemic. This is what the data look like. Regions are divided into tiles. For each tile, we get the current and baseline number of users over an 8-hour period. This map is colored by the difference of those values. Darker blue is more people than expected, darker red is fewer. This map shows that university and commercial areas are empty and residential areas are full, which is good stay-at-home adherence. This is one snapshot in time, and we get 3 snapshots per day, from which we can start to analyze trends. One trend is that each city has its own personality. Boulder, which has a large university and large commercial districts, has more activity on the weekdays due to people commuting in for work and school. Erie, which is a bedroom community, has more activity on the weekends, although it's a bit more subtle. This individuality remained after the pandemic too, in ways that we did not expect. Boulder cleared out and Erie filled up. While this does make sense, it means that we cannot simply look at the difference between how a city looked before and after a stay-at-home order was issued. One pervasive trend in the pre-pandemic baseline are the weekend to weekday changes. But the behaviors that drive these changes, like going to work or school, should be severely limited when practicing social distancing. During a pandemic, weekdays should look like weekends. To quantify this, we developed the weekend score, where 0 is perfect adherence, large positive values indicate more weekday density, and smaller negative values indicate more weekend density. From this and other metrics, we are providing weekly situational reports to Boulder County, Arapahoe County, and Salt Lake County, Utah. To help us scale, we are developing an interactive report that includes all of our metrics plus a map, so that local officials can explore the data and reach their own conclusions. In this interface, you can, for example, see that retail activity is driving density increases. Our hope is to roll this interface out to 50 US cities soon. While we were developing the system, we got this email from our chancellor stating that the university would return in phases and that we would need robust public health mitigations and safety measures, which are identical to the needs of the counties that we are working with. Unfortunately, the Facebook data is too low resolution, but Wi-Fi is pervasive on campus, and your device tries very hard to get the best internet it can. As you approach a building, your device will automatically connect to an access point. As you move around the building, you will keep switching to the closest access point. If we look across all access points at any given time, we can get a detailed view of density. Using campus Wi-Fi logs, we are currently developing a real-time interface that gives density at the building level. Here is building occupancy. When you click on a building, it gives you the occupancy history. We will soon convert occupancy to density once we finalize safe capacity levels with campus health officials. We expect this interface will be a critical part of the campus safety decision-making process for targeted testing and possibly contact tracing. Privacy is incredibly important to us. In particular, we want to prevent the tracking of individual users in our system. To do this, we will operate on anonymized and aggregated counts. We will have minimum reporting thresholds, and we will inject noise into the system. This system can be used well beyond the CU campus because we will be needing to manage density in public spaces for some time. The data that we are collecting can be a fundamental data source for understanding human connections, in particular on college campuses. The system can be used beyond pandemics to coordinate disaster responses, and more broadly, this system can help manage displaced populations across the world. Thank you very much. All the Facebook software is available on my GitHub site. The Wi-Fi software will be available soon.